Have you ever wondered why, despite all your best efforts, life still seems to throw you unexpected challenges after 50? In today's video, we're going to uncover the 3 critical mistakes you must avoid as you age to ensure a fulfilling and prosperous life. By understanding these key lessons, you'll not only protect your savings but also safeguard your mental and emotional well-being. Stick with us until the end, because the insights we're about to share could be the difference between falling into the abyss or rising to new heights in your golden years. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. If you haven't yet subscribed, I highly recommend doing so and activating the notification bell to ensure you never miss a video. Your support means a lot to me as we continue to grow our community and reach more people with our content. If you enjoy the topic of this video, please leave a comment with the number 1. If it's not quite your cup of tea, drop a 0 in the comments. Your feedback is crucial in helping me create content that better serves you. Let's get started. As you navigate the path of life and cross the milestone of 50, no matter how much wealth you've accumulated, there are 3 dangerous missteps that you must avoid to keep yourself from spiraling into a pit of despair. Life, much like the poignant tale and dream of the Red Chamber, often presents us with moments of stark awakening startled from sleep. Countless souls follow behind, arrogance wilts before them, and there's no turning back. These words echo the harsh reality that many of us encounter at some point in our lives. It is only when we find our resources, whether they be emotional, financial, or physical, utterly depleted, that we regret not stopping earlier. It is only when we stand at a dead end, facing the walls of our own making, that we suddenly recognize that the shoreline of safety was left behind long ago. Life is replete with lessons that, unfortunately, we often learn too late. There are individuals who, no matter how deeply entwined they are in our lives, hide their true selves behind layers of deceit and pretense. It's not until we have been betrayed, our trust shattered, and our hearts scarred, that we fully grasp the extent of the sincerity we've squandered on them. We look back and see the moments where our genuine care was met not with reciprocation, but with exploitation. It's a bitter pill to swallow, realizing that the very people we cherished were the ones draining our spirit and robbing us of the kindness we so freely gave. Similarly, life is full of pitfalls, deep, treacherous traps that, even when others around us offer countless warnings, we arrogantly believe we can navigate unscathed. We dismiss the advice, thinking ourselves immune to the consequences that have ensnared so many before us. It's only after we stumble, after we fall into these chasms of our own making, that the harsh truth dawns upon us. The realization hits hard, leaving us to grapple with the folly of our actions. It is often only after enduring the pain of these mistakes that we come to understand that true maturity isn't about controlling others or dictating the world around us. It's about mastering ourselves, our impulses, our decisions, and our emotions. As you stand on the precipice of your later years, having crossed the midpoint of life, it becomes imperative to safeguard yourself against these 3 grave errors, regardless of the wealth you've amassed. Avoiding these pitfalls is not just a matter of preserving your material resources, it's about protecting your soul, your peace of mind, and your dignity. First, never allow your kindness to be completely drained. Set boundaries and hold to them fiercely in your dealings with others. There's a poignant question that resonates with many. Why do we, time and again, find ourselves defeated by the darker sides of human nature? A simple yet profound answer rises to the surface. I thought that those 3 words encapsulate so much of our misplaced trust and naive assumptions. I thought that by giving my undivided sincerity, I would naturally be met with the same in return. I thought that by being generous with my kindness, others would be generous. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment number 1 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. But the stark reality we often come to realize, sometimes too late, is that some people will take your sincerity, your kindness, and your trust, and not only fail to reciprocate but will demand even more from you. They'll drain you dry without a second thought, leaving you wondering how you could have been so blind. As we age, we slowly begin to see the world with clearer eyes. The illusions of youth, those rose-colored glasses that make us believe in the inherent goodness of everyone, begin to fade. We start to recognize the importance of setting boundaries, of not allowing others to take advantage of our good nature. It's a hard-earned lesson, one that often comes with its share of pain, but it's a crucial one if we are to protect ourselves from being led into the abyss. So as you continue on this journey of life, remember that after 50, it's not just about how much money you have saved or the successes you've achieved. It's about understanding the deeper truths of human nature, about recognizing the importance of managing yourself with wisdom and care. Avoid these 3 foolish mistakes, and you'll not only preserve your wealth but also your peace of mind, your dignity, and your spirit. In my earlier years, I held the belief that if I showered those around me with endless kindness, it would naturally be reciprocated in time. I thought that the warmth I extended would return to me, blossoming into even greater acts of kindness from others. But as I grew older, I began to realize a hard truth: when kindness is offered without boundaries, it often turns into a one-sided exchange, a relentless giving that only serves to nourish the ungrateful and embolden the selfish. This unrestrained generosity can end up feeding wolves who take advantage of your good nature, and in turn, harden the hearts of those who have given too much. The disillusionment that comes with age teaches you that kindness, if not tempered by wisdom, can lead to nothing but a cold emptiness where you find yourself drained, having given too much to those who never intended to give back. Similarly, I once thought that by swallowing my pride and constantly bending to the will of others, I could keep my relationships intact. I believed that sacrificing my own needs, desires, and self-respect would be enough to maintain harmony. But with the passing of years, it became clear that this kind of blind compromise only disrupts the delicate balance of a relationship. Over time, the weight of such one-sided concessions begins to pile up, and eventually it becomes too much to bear. The very act of endlessly yielding does not bring stability. Instead, it slowly crushes you under the pressure of unmet expectations and unreciprocated efforts. Wai Minhong, a name that carries with it the weight of wisdom and experience, once shared a story from his past that resonates deeply with these lessons. Over 2 decades ago, he faced a terrifying ordeal, not once but twice, where he was robbed. The incidents cost him not only a significant portion of his wealth, but nearly his life as well. For most, such experiences would leave deep psychological scars. Yet for Wai Minhong, these 2 nightmares occurred just a year apart. It took him 6 years to fully comprehend why such misfortune had befallen him. The root of his troubles was a seemingly minor act of kindness that spiraled into chaos. It all began when Wai Minhong, in fulfillment of a course requirement, rented a resort, paying an advance of 200,000 yuan. Once the course concluded, the resort was supposed to refund 30,000 yuan, but the owner had already squandered the advance payment and was unable to return the funds. Desperate and on the verge of panic, the owner approached Wai Minhong, pleading for leniency. Out of a sense of kindness, perhaps a desire to ease the owner's distress, Wai Minhong brushed off the situation and assured the man that it was all right if he couldn't repay the money. What he didn't realize at the time was that this casual act of generosity would set off a chain of events that led to his misfortune. In retrospect, Wai Minhong's story underscores a powerful lesson. While kindness is a virtue, it must be coupled with discernment. There are moments when kindness, if given too freely and without regard for its consequences, can lead to unintended suffering. It's a reminder that while our intentions may be good, the world does not always respond in kind. We must learn to protect ourselves, setting boundaries that safeguard our well-being, even as we strive to treat others with compassion. Through these experiences, we come to understand that maturity is not just about being kind or humble, but about knowing when to stand firm, when to say no, and when to prioritize our peace of mind. It was this very statement that planted a dark seed in the resort owner's mind, revealing to him not just Wai Minhong's financial means, but also his generous spirit. This combination of wealth and kindness was like a beacon, drawing the owner's malevolent intentions to the surface. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment number 2 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. With this newfound knowledge, he concocted a nefarious plan, ultimately leading to the robbery that would haunt Wai Minhong for years. Reflecting on this incident much later in life, Wai Minhong came to a sobering realization his excessive kindness had unwittingly made him a target. In trying to be too good to others, he had been far too harsh on himself. The painful truth emerged: if you don't protect and value your kindness, it can be exploited to your detriment. This harsh lesson echoes the sentiment found in Higashino Kigo's novel, The Devotion of Suspect X, where a brutal reality is laid bare. Some people harbor hatred without any real cause. Their bitterness stems from their own mediocrity, lack of talent, and idleness. In their eyes, your success, talent, kindness, and happiness are seen as unforgivable sins. They despise you not because of anything you've done, but because your very existence reminds them of what they lack. Sincerity, while a virtue, is only valuable when given to those who appreciate it. To the wrong person, it is not just worthless, it can be dangerous. Kindness, although freely given, should never be mistaken for something without value. It is a precious gift, but when it lacks boundaries, it can slowly drain you, bit by bit, until there is nothing left. It's essential to remember that in your quest to bring warmth to others, you must not sacrifice yourself in the process. Do not place yourself in the flames just to keep others warm. As you enter the later stages of life, it becomes even more critical to be discerning with your kindness. When faced with betrayal or ill intentions, it's important to act swiftly and decisively. Don't let softness or misplaced loyalty keep you from protecting yourself. When the time comes to draw a line, to say no, or even to end a relationship, do so without hesitation. Establishing and maintaining clear boundaries is essential for preserving your own well-being and ensuring that your kindness is met with the respect it deserves. Only by doing so can you continue to cultivate the beauty and goodness in your life without being consumed by the demands of others. Secondly, do not squander your inner vitality. Excessive idleness is a silent killer that gradually erodes a person from within. The writer Li Shanglong once reflected on the dangers of monotony, noting that living the same day repeatedly is the quickest path to personal decay. This sentiment resonates even more powerfully in our current age of artificial intelligence. The true danger isn't the rise of AI itself, but rather the unsettling transformation of humans into beings who operate mechanically, devoid of passion and creativity. A lifetime spent in idle comfort is not a life well lived. The greatest threat to one's spirit is not the burden of busyness, but the void of idleness. When a person succumbs to inactivity, the mind begins to wander aimlessly, breeding distractions and diluting focus. As a result, the spiritual world shrinks, leaving the soul impoverished and barren. A life marked by daily, monthly, and yearly idleness is a life on the verge of wasting away. Albert Einstein once profoundly remarked that he never saw ease and joy as the ultimate goals of life. He referred to this complacency as the Juland's ideal, a concept he found lacking in moral substance. Many people lament the arrival of a midlife crisis, viewing it as an unforeseen disaster, yet the truth is that it doesn't strike without warning. Long before it manifests, there are countless opportunities to avert it. However, by choosing comfort and convenience over challenge and growth, one inadvertently invites this crisis into their life. A poignant example of defying this tendency can be found in the life of translator Yang He, who passed away on January 27, 2023, at the remarkable age of 103. Yang He's life was a tapestry of trials and tribulations, a journey marked by numerous hardships. Yet he never allowed these difficulties to dull his enthusiasm for life. Even as he aged, his mind remained sharp, his memory strong, and his spirit unyielding. Those who spoke with him marveled at his agility of thought and the vitality that seemed to radiate from him, despite his years. He was the embodiment of resilience and purpose, never content to let life pass him by. This vitality, this refusal to succumb to idleness, was not a sudden gift, but the result of decades of purposeful living. Even in his 90s, he maintained a rigorous schedule, reading late into the night and continuously engaging his mind. When a fracture landed him in the hospital, he didn't allow himself to fall into the trap of inactivity. Just days after surgery, he was back at work, spreading his manuscript across the hospital bed and immersing himself in his writing. By the time he was discharged, he had completed the manuscript, a testament to his indomitable spirit and unwavering commitment to a life of purpose. Yang He's story serves as a powerful reminder that our inner spirit is our most valuable asset. It must be nurtured, challenged, and engaged, for it is the driving force behind a meaningful life. To waste it on idleness is to squander the very essence of who we are. As we age, it becomes ever more critical to guard against the seductive pull of comfort and routine. Instead, we should seek out challenges, stay mentally active, and never allow ourselves to drift into the dangerous waters of complacency. In doing so, we ensure that our lives remain vibrant, our spirits strong, and our legacy one of enduring purpose and vitality. His daughter fondly remembered how her mother, without fail, would read the newspaper every morning. This daily ritual kept her engaged with the world, always keen to stay informed about the latest happenings in society. Even in his later years, he displayed a deep curiosity for the world around him, shifting his focus to finance and eagerly absorbing new knowledge. Despite the passage of time, whenever visitors arrived, he would take great care in his appearance, dressing meticulously, applying makeup, and presenting himself in the best possible light. This dedication to staying engaged and well-presented, even in old age, reflects a profound way of living. It suggests that the key to a fulfilling life lies in using busyness as a tool to enrich the soul and nourish the inner world. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment number 3 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. I find great wisdom in the words of Ishihara Yoshio, who once said, "As I age and reflect on my life, knowing that I spent my days capturing the unique beauty of the world, I believe I will be content." This sentiment encapsulates the idea that a life filled with meaningful pursuits is a life well lived. The regret that comes from wasting time and indulging in idle pleasures will eventually turn into the bitterness of unfulfilled potential. Rather than squandering time and allowing the spirit to wither away, it is far better to immerse oneself in the pursuit of life's beauty. Take action exercise, and you will reap the rewards of a healthy body. Pick up a book, delve into its pages, and you will cultivate a rich and vibrant soul. Embark on a journey to distant places, and your perspective on the world will broaden immeasurably. The highest state of living is one where you are continuously engaged in activities that hold value, finding joy in both the busyness of the day and the quiet pleasures of the night. Thirdly, never deplete your reservoir of luck. Instead, focus on cultivating good virtues. There's a timeless lesson found in the classic drama The Smiling Proud Wanderer, which tells the story of Bian Tong, a man consumed by his obsession with gambling. His fixation on the thrill of the game led him to lose everything he owned. At the end of his spiral into despair, an older and wiser predecessor, Xin Yuan, imparted a critical lesson: gambling is gambling, no matter how you approach it. Those who win will always crave more, and those who lose will be desperate for a comeback. The moment the gambling spirit takes hold, everything else fades into insignificance. Once you sit down at the gambling table, regardless of your skills or the size of your fortune, you will not leave until you've lost everything. Over time, the odds will always catch up, and long-term gambling will inevitably lead to ruin. In my youth, I didn't fully grasp the meaning of this story. But as I've grown older, the wisdom has become clear. Once you overdraw your luck, the road ahead is littered with obstacles. Overdrawing on luck is like borrowing against your future. Eventually, the debt must be paid, and often at a steep price. The wiser path is to invest in good virtues, building a life rooted in integrity, humility, and respect for others. This is the foundation that sustains us through the ups and downs of life, ensuring that we don't squander our blessings but instead create a legacy of true value. If you constantly chase after shortcuts and quick gains, driven by the allure of sudden wealth, and rely on superficial success to fulfill your desires, you will eventually find yourself consumed by those very desires. The harsh truth is that no matter how much good fortune a person may enjoy, it is finite and will inevitably run dry. Greed and the relentless pursuit of easy rewards can blind you to the long-term consequences, leaving you vulnerable when luck finally runs out. There's a real-life illustration of this right in my neighborhood, where two fruit shops sit side by side. When one of them first opened, it drew in a crowd of eager customers, thanks to its tempting discounts. For a while, the shop was bustling with business, with people from the surrounding area flocking to buy fruit. However, as time passed, the shop's fortunes began to wane. Despite continuing to offer discounts, fewer and fewer customers showed up, until the once busy store became eerily quiet. In a conversation with some neighbors, one person lightheartedly wondered if the shop's decline was due to bad luck. But another neighbor shook their head, offering a more sobering perspective. It's not about luck, it's a consequence of their own actions. If a person destroys their reputation, not even the best deals can bring back trust. It turned out that the fruit shop owner had been engaging in deceitful practices. He would often use the excuse of rounding up the weight before placing the fruit on the scale, adding extra fruit behind the customer's back, and worse yet, slipping in rotten pieces when no one was paying attention. Sometimes the scale itself was tampered with, giving inaccurate measurements. The owner believed he was being clever, thinking that no one would notice his tricks, but in reality, he was steadily eroding the trust of his customers. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment number 4 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. What he failed to realize was that trust, once lost, is incredibly difficult to regain. His short-term gains from these dishonest practices ultimately led to long-term losses. Customers may not have immediately caught on, but over time they sensed something was amiss. Once word spread about his tactics, the shop's reputation was irreparably damaged. People who had once been loyal customers began to avoid the store altogether, unwilling to be deceived again. This story serves as a powerful reminder that integrity is the cornerstone of any lasting success. When you sacrifice honesty and trustworthiness for quick profits, you are setting yourself up for eventual failure. The fleeting satisfaction of cutting corners and manipulating outcomes is far outweighed by the lasting damage to your reputation and relationships. In the end, no amount of cleverness can compensate for the loss of trust. The fruits of dishonesty may seem sweet in the moment, but they will ultimately turn bitter as you face the consequences of your actions. Initially, his shop enjoyed the advantage of a prime location, easily accessible and convenient for everyone in the neighborhood. Yet, as time went on, people began to make the conscious decision to walk a bit farther, choosing to buy their fruit from another shop, even if it was less convenient. This shift in customer loyalty was not due to any changes in the quality of the products or pricing, but rather a response to the breach of trust. The shopkeeper's dishonest practices had left a mark that no discount could erase. Lu Yuan once reflected on this very human tendency with a powerful insight: the way people act is not about whether others know or not, but whether they know it themselves. This means that every good deed we do, no matter how small or unnoticed, leaves an indelible mark on our hearts. Likewise, every foolish or deceitful act is also engraved in our conscience, impossible to forget or erase. In truth, the heavens see and the earth bears witness. These actions are etched in the fabric of the universe, beyond our ability to conceal or undo. As we navigate the complexities of life, the wisest approach isn't rooted in cunning or scheming, but in cultivating deep, profound virtues. As we journey through life, the highest achievement is not about outsmarting everyone else or calculating every move, but about maintaining a clear and untroubled conscience. A life lived with integrity is one where you can look back without regret, knowing that you acted with honor and honesty. In the latter half of life, it becomes crucial to stop overextending your luck. Instead, Focus on nurturing your virtues, for when you do, good fortune will naturally find its way to you. In the words of the German writer Hermann Hesse, who beautifully captured the essence of life's unpredictable journey in his writings, I still have many twists and turns to go through, and will also be disappointed in many satisfactions. Everything must wait until the future to show its meaning. This sentiment reminds us that life is full of unexpected challenges and disappointments, but it's through navigating these twists and turns that we grow wiser. Once you've endured and emerged from life's difficulties, you no longer act impulsively. With an understanding of life's impermanence, you become more humble, less concerned with appearances, and more focused on what truly matters. As we wrap up, we hope you've gained valuable insights from today's video. What have you learned so far? We'd love to hear from you. Please comment below with one thing you've learned and plan to bring into practice in your life. Your experiences might inspire others too. If you like this video, please leave your comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.